The first order of business before any use of the Central Washington University Research Telescope is to open a browser window and navigate to the bookmark link for the CWU Telescope login page. From here, you will enter your name, the names of any fellow observers, and specify your reasons for using the telescope. Once you have submitted the login form, leave the web page open or minimize the window, as the provided link for the logout form will be needed once you're all done observing. The logout form can also be found as a bookmark link just in case you close the web page. Also, if you ever encounter a problem while operating the telescope, please fill out a problem report form by opening a browser and selecting the respective bookmarked link. With the login form complete, we can now start powering up the equipment. In a new browser tab, open the bookmark link for the 0.6 meter telescope power switch. The credentials for the login should already be provided, but if not, please contact either Dr. Falsher or a Discovery Hall technical staff member. After logging in, you'll be greeted with a list of items that can either be switched on or off. Start by switching on the Outlet 1 fork arm. This will provide power to the CCD. Next, switch on the Recycle MaxNet controller. Let it sit for a few seconds, then switch it off again. Finally, make sure the Outlet 2 and 3 fork arms, as well as both recycle controllers, are the only items switched off. You can now close or minimize this tab, though you'll return to it once you're done observing. Now we can start prepping the equipment for observation. Navigate to and open the ACE Connector client application. Once opened, you'll be greeted by a variety of windows, but only a few are actually needed for the prepping process. You will first need to select the settings icon in the main ACE Connector client window, represented by a picture of a crossed wrench and screwdriver. Select AAA OMS MaxNet card. Scroll to the bottom of the page and select Enable Now. This needs to be enabled in order to use the rest of the equipment. It is possible that other items such as the camera, dome, weather station, and mirror cover don't display their status information or are otherwise completely uninteractable. If this is the case, just like the AAA OMS MaxNet card, you'll need to go into the ACE Connector client settings, locate the item of interest, scroll to the bottom of the page. If it displays instrument startup failed or is otherwise unenabled, simply select Enable Now. Either immediately or after a short while, the selected item should now be displaying its status and information, as well as now allowing you to interact with it. Now, with each window displaying its status and information, you'll need to check the weather station window to see the current wind speed outside. If the wind speed is 20 meters per second or greater, do not open the dome and/or observe. With a sufficient wind speed, we can start by prepping the telescope's CCD. In the camera window, locate the current CCD temperature settings icon. Select it and change the CCD target temperature to about 40 degrees Celsius below the current ambient temperature as displayed in the weather station window. In this case, the current ambient temperature is 22 degrees Celsius on the nose, definitely on the higher side. We'll set our target temperature to about -18, -17 degrees Celsius. While we let the CCD cool down in the background, we can move on to the next step. We'll start with opening the dome. Navigate to the dome window and simply select the fully opened dome icon. It should now display that the dome is opening, and you should wait for the dome to be fully opened before you continue, which will take a little while. With the dome fully opened, you can now navigate to the mirror cover window and open the mirror cover. Again, wait for the mirror cover to be completely open before you proceed. This doesn't take nearly as long as opening the dome. After the mirror cover is open, we'll want to move the guide stage out of the way so it doesn't block any light while we image. In the guide stage window, select the refresh icon to move the guide stage out of the way. Next, head over to the SLU telescope window and link the dome to the main optical axis. This will allow the dome and telescope to move in tandem while observing. Once all of this is complete and the CCD has reached its desired temperature, you are now ready to observe.